Good evening, all TYBSc students. Hope all you are safe and fine. Let us discuss now today reaction mechanism chapter from your syllabus. Now, use of curve arrows. As you know, the use of curve arrows. Curve arrows are of different type. It can be used to represent the electronic shift between bonds and atoms during bond breaking or making an organic reaction. It indicates the direction in which the movement of electrons takes place, that is, from bond to atom or atom to the bond. There are two types of curved arrows, double paired arrows, which is indicated here, that indicates the movement of pair of electrons. Second one is single bar or fish hook arrow, shows the movement of single electrons. When an arrow points away from a bond, it means that the bond is breaking, where if the arrow points to a bond, then an additional bond is formed. If an arrow points to a neutral atom, it becomes negative. However, if it is pointing to a positively charged atom, then it becomes neutral. If an arrow points away from a neutral atom, it becomes positive, whereas if points away from negatively charged atom, it becomes neutral. If an arrow points from one atom to another, then a new bond is formed between them. For example, hydrolysis of alkyl halides. Let us have an example of hydrolysis of alkyl halide. Now, if you take methyl bromide and treat it with OH minus ion, what will happen? A transition state is formed. Simultaneous bond formation and simultaneous bond breaking takes place, and we'll get the product that is methanol. Now, covalent bond fission by curved arrows. In homolytic bond fission, that is called homolysis, the covalent bond breaks such that each fragment gets one electron from the shared pair of electrons. The single electron transfer from the bond to atom is shown by the fish hook arrow. It is shown like this. In heterolytic bond fission, that is heterolysis, the covalent bond breaks such that one of the fragment gets both the electrons from shared pair in the bond. The transfer of electron from the bond to atom is shown by double paired arrows. So now let us have an example. If you consider A and B, now here we can see that both the electrons are transferred from A to B. In that case, A will acquire a positive charge and B will acquire a negative charge with lone pair of electron. It will be in the form of ions. Similarly, in another case, electrons will be transferred from B to A, and you will get A minus ion and B plus ion. Now, if you consider methyl chloride, that is CH3Cl, if electron transfer from methyl group, then it becomes methyl cation and Cl will acquire a minor charge. Similarly, homolysis is shown here. We will get a free radical. If you transfer one electron from pair, we will get the free radicals. We have a Cl2, one electron transferred to Cl, another electron is transferred to Cl, we will get free radicals. Now, transition states and intermediate. Now, in most of the organic reaction, the organic reaction may be one or two steps. Now, in one step reaction, first change into a transition state, which is then converted into a product. Now, reactant will be converted to transition state, and transition state is converted to product. Now, transition state is a transient, unstable combination of reactant, which does not have a definite molecular structure. For example, hydrolysis of methyl bromide by potassium hydroxide. Now, in two-step reaction, the reactants are first converted into an intermediate through a transition state. In the second step, the intermediate changes into product through another transition state. Now, here reactant is converted to transition state number 1, then it is converted into intermediate, and that intermediate will be converted to second transition state, and finally it gets converted into a product. It happens in two-step reaction where two transition states are formed. Now, intermediate is a short-lived charged or uncharged species. Now, for example of one-step reaction, let us have methyl bromide treated with OH minus ion. We'll get the transition state where OH-CH3 bond start forming and CH3-Br bond start breaking. Here we'll get the methanol as a product. Now that is the single step reaction. Only one transition state is formed if you observe it carefully. Now example of two-step reaction. If you consider tertiary butyl bromide, that is a reactant, it's get converted into a transition state number 1. Br is an electronegative atom which pulls the electrons from carbon. Therefore, carbon will acquire delta positive charge, Br will acquire delta negative charge. Now here intermediate will be formed, tertiary butyl carbocation. Now that will be treated with OH minus ion. That intermediate is again converted to transition state 2, where COH bond will start forming and will get the tertiary butyl alcohol, that is the product. Now we can distinguish between transition state and intermediate. Now as we know, transition state is not a definite molecular species, whereas intermediate is an definite molecular species. Transition state gives an imaginary structure showing loose combination of reactant, whereas intermediate has a definite structure and shape. Transition state has the highest energy and least stability, but intermediate has slightly less energy than transition state. Transition state, there are no proof for its existence, whereas intermediate can be detected by chemical trapping and spectroscopic methods. Transition state cannot be isolated, whereas intermediate can be isolated under special conditions. Transition state form in all reactants, but intermediate can be formed only multi-step reactions. Now, nucleophilicity and basicity. Now, nucleophile is an species having unshared electron pair, which it can utilize to react with an electron deficient species like OH minus, SH minus, Cn minus. Now, if you consider here, nucleophilicity is the strength of nucleophile, which indicates the relative reactivity of different nucleophile. Nucleophilicity is the measure of how fast a Lewis base forms a bond with a suitable substrate and displaces the leaving group. Nucleophilicity is a relative term, whereas basicity has absolute value. Anions have higher nucleophilicity and are better nucleophiles than neutral molecules. If two nucleophiles have same nucleophilic atom, then nucleophilicity increases with an increase in basicity. This holds good even when comparing the atoms in the same row in periodic table. It does not hold good while comparing the atoms down the group in the periodic table. Now let us compare basicity and nucleophilicity. Now basicity is the extent to which base accepts proton. Nucleophilicity is the rate at which nucleophile forms bond with the substrate. Basicity is absolute value in terms of Kb or pKb. Nucleophilicity is a relative term or ratio. Basicity is a thermodynamic term, whereas nucleophilicity is a kinetic term. Basicity affects the position of acid-base equilibrium, while nucleophilicity affects the rate of the reaction. Now, electrophilicity and acidity. Electrophile is an electron deficient species which accept electron pair to form a bond with the substrate. For example, NO plus, NO2 plus. All Lewis acids are electrophiles, but good acids may not be a good electrophile. Acidity is the extent to which species loses proton. It has absolute value and measured in terms of K or pK. Now, the charged species are more electrophilic than the neutral molecule. For example, if you compare strength Br plus greater than Br2, R plus greater than RCl, the alkyl halides are weakly electrophilic, but when a Lewis acid is added, the electrophilicity is increased. Let us have an example, RCl plus AlCl3. You can see here R plus, that is cation is formed. Now compare acidity and electrophilicity. It is the extent to which the acid donates proton or accepts electrons. It has absolute value in terms of Ka or pK. While electrophilicity is the rate at which the electrophile forms bond with substrate, it is a relative term. Acidity is a thermodynamic term, whereas electrophilicity is a kinetic term. Acidity affects on equilibrium, and electrophilicity affects the rate of the reaction. Now, tomorrow we will study neighboring group participation. Let us stop here. Goodbye.